Top 5. Firstly.
Why? Number 5. Why?
Firstly, people are like, yeah, he goes commercial, but understand that every show they put on a hip hop beat and he freestyles for 20 minutes. That alone, he's already showing respect to the art form. Freestyle is very important in hip hop. So
Number 4.
Number 4. Tucker.
Tucker
Not only is he from Rwanda. No, he's got bars. Such a consistency he comes with, mixtapes and everything. So yeah, Tucker. Yeah.
Number 3.
No, I'm forgetting somebody.
Gravity.
Okay, number 3. Number 3. Vicky.
Why?
But we need some more hip hop vibes from him. When he does the proper rapping, you've heard. He's good. So we need some more bars. I mean, he's in a hit phase. It's okay, but yeah, we're gonna need some more bars on the next one. And you see what happens. His hip hop songs at concerts are the ones that people jump to the most. So you should do more of that. Number 2.
Gravity.
Consistency, albums are just untouchable. He has a flow and a cadence, and every rapper is either based on bars, a lot of bars, or very commercial. He's able to get this middle point. He is like he is like a Ugandan Biggie of sorts. You know what I mean? He's on the Biggie J side of things. Yeah, man. He's a complete MC. Let's say it like that. He's a complete MC.
Number 1.
Yes, sir.
Number 1 on the list.
Yes, sir.
And why?
It's shared. It's a shared number 1.
Okay.
And that number 1 is Daniel Chigozie.
Daniel Chigozie, sharing number 1 with who and why?
With Navio.
Why Navio number 1?
Why Navio number 1? I think years of consistency. 10 albums that have gone number 1. I think almost close to 42 singles that have gone number 1. Toured around 35 countries for it. Awards. But I don't like times 1, 2 of awards, and I don't make mine up. Some people's awards jumped over the summer. They just, they wrote a new biography and the awards just jumped. I don't do that. But at the end of the day, I have to respect my fans. So if my fans put me at number 1, my NAVCOP army, if they think I'm number 1, I'm going to show them respect by agreeing with them.
There you go. Now, one last bit. Questions. I'm going to cut it to 2 because of time. Okay? So if you have a question, it better be a serious question so that you don't waste. The sports, is it the food, is it what?
I think it's the food.
The food, eh? What's your favorite dish?
Irish.
Yeah, Irish and what?
Irish eggs, chicken, just mix it with Irish.
It's good to see you. Thank you. Aroma is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Has a brand new make some noise, man. So, looks like I won't even ask you what you've been up to. You've been busy. New record official. You're under the same recording label. When you guys release some pictures, when you release some pictures together, holding hands, people are what's going on? He's good because he's a sharpshooter. He's even some moves.
No. That's family, yeah? It's his family and the manager of Chiwa, so that's all.
Never Valentine's Day appreciate. Good. These girls I was seeing on social media, many girls who are looking forward to marriage bouquets. Hey, that's actually be an issue because last time you were here, you rarely respond to your DMs.
Actually, my Facebook DMs, wow. Then my Instagram DMs. That can give up to DMs, but I'll sing next year now for sure.
Snow and Roses. All right, speak to me about this record that you did with the Green Official and where you envision it to go.
Well, I didn't get to create everything or not even envision everything. It was Jeffy's concept to recreate stamina. Actually, so the whole video, more on stamina, if you could see the video, more a whole different dances. We wanted to do a love song with a message named by a dance concept. So the whole creation from scratch was Jeff Chiwa's idea. Yeah.
You have a couple of good songs.
Thank you.
And we are waiting for that song which will be like
boom,
boom! You know, the way you saw Eddy Kenzo landing the song that blew out, the way you saw the Rabadaba GNL what and what landing that song, but you're in the right hands, I guess. You know?
Thank you.
And it's always about timing, you know. But how do you feel? You know, how do you feel as a
7 years now
when you've not yet landed that song that you think could open more bigger doors?
Things are not easy.
Well, if I'm to be honest, nothing is easy in this world. When
Aroma agenda kuweza 8 years. Nalaba Aroma
it is worse. So I think in life, nothing comes easy.
I tell you one number what do we see.
But life is difficult everywhere. You have to keep going, keep pushing. Right now, there are those days when you feel like maybe I'm wasting my money, maybe I'm wasting my energy, maybe I'm wasting my time, my youthful time. Maybe I should go do something else. But then that passion, you're like, God, let me take another few steps to learn. Let me take another risk to learn. Because you never know, one of those days, things will work out for you.
Sometimes, like situations, realities, like musicians under pressure. I don't know whether the pressure and deep pressure, where you find someone is always sad, complaining, bitter with life, with yourself, because probably you're not allowing yourself to go through phases, to go through life. You understand? How have you been able to go over that?
To be honest, there are those days when I wake up and I feel like really, really sad. I always say this. I sit in the corner of my bedroom and I cry. I cried off my cheek. I think, like I said, in life nothing comes easy. You're going to be happy today, you're going to be depressed tomorrow. Like even on the days when people say, she's supposed to be happy today and this happened. So I believe Wango in actual Wangula, Tichibena Pujawa. So never give up, because Wobo in a chill wasn't a joint chill, mom to just Yaga, Tagalapuya, Boswan, Yagalapoya, never boy natural woman, chill independent, going up going home to Chayaka. Ogena Karam, Twagena Pulekao, Twagena Punika, Gena Kubera, Gena Kura depressed centers, Gena Bula. But if you take one more step, you never know you're going to a world. You might be saved as a world. So you just have to keep going.
Now, we're going to get to 2 questions. Strictly 2 questions, the benefit of time. We're going to read some of our social media as well. Kakopo, it's good to see you. It's good to see you.
The dance vibes, and the vibes. Rise and vibe.
Yes, vibes every single day. Alright, so we're gonna take 2 questions. One this side and then one on the other side. Okay? Shall give this young man an opportunity to ask the first question.
Alright. Thank you so much. I'm going to wear the agency out on Friday.
Planning a way forward for the album, and man, also planning I'm going on tour for the first time in like 2 years. I'm going on tour in the States and Europe, so that's going to be crazy for the summer.
Big things for the start of the year. Now, you redid a song. You remixed a song by Eddy Wambala.
Yes.
What inspired you to remix?
I think the family. We've always known the family, and we've always talked about doing it. So I think this was the perfect chance to do it. And when I talked to them about it, I think the first thing that they said is, we don't want you to compromise. We don't want you to water down Navio. The Navio brand that we grew up with, that one, like from the first 2 songs I just performed, that's the Navio we wanted it. Because if Eddy's coming with the song, if he was alive, if he'd come on the song, he'd want the best of what Navio does. He'd want the hip hop Navio. He'd want the one that they know Africa wide.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't want me to come on and also try. You won't want that. He's like, you spit hot flames, like you're spitting, like Jay-Z was coming next on the track, like Nas, like 50 Cent was on the song next. So that's what I did, and it was mostly a freestyle. It was actually the intro for my album. But the way it sounded and the fact that we had the late great Eddy Wambala, we're like, we got to do a video for this.
As an artist, legend and a half, last we checked, I think.
Yeah, sure.
As in, considering
they said half the legend. My original album.
Yeah.
I'm humble.
You're trying to be humble and polite, but I think you made great contribution to hip hop as a genre, and you deserve your flowers. But as a rapper, as an artist, a creative, do you think you've reached that point in your career whereby you can actually allow people to redo some of your projects? And would you feel some type of way if someone did your song and executed it in a way where you feel like it's not 100% on your end?
I think I need a final look at the song.
Yeah.
If you want to redo my song, I'm gonna have to hear it before it comes out. Because someone will come and they'll tell you it's a joke, or they'll promote violence, or they'll promote something on the song that you don't want, or they just won't execute it properly.
Yeah.
So I would want, if I was alive, I would want to be able to hear it, or I would want my family to be able to hear it before it comes out. But I have no problem with people redoing my stuff as long as they get permission.
Yeah.
As long as we know how the bag is being divided. And my family and my kids, again, if I'm not here, then I'm cool.
Yeah. Now, in the same vein, before we still talk more about you, Eddy Kenzo redid one of the classics by
by the way, I just want to send a shout out to AKA, rest in peace. We lost one of the greats in African hip hop in general.
Yeah.
I just want to say rest in peace, AKA. All the way from SA, life was taken in the worst way possible. So much love and respect to his family. He was a personal friend of mine as well. So much love for AKA.
How you be right late for us today. Very unfortunate died and very unfortunate circumstances. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Now, still in the same vein, away from that, we've seen people redoing classics. Many of Eddy Wambala songs have been redone. Of course, hip hop wise, maybe you and maybe who else? GNL also did that. I think also Don MC.
There's maybe like 6 or 7. There's a lot of ones. I made sure. I've thought of doing it before, but I said when I do one, it's not going to be a by the way. And I'm going to make sure he goes Africa wide. We're gonna be on MTV. We're gonna be on Horizon Wide. We're gonna be on on that level network. So I think that's the one difference that we managed to do with the rest of the songs that will come out.
I also saw the one you did over a song called.
Charles and Frida song.
Yes.
That was that was amazing. But I think it's the first time that if I do something with a legend, I want to put them on continental TV. So I'm glad we were able to do that. Put Eddy Wambala on MTV for the first time. That was really good.
Now, what do you make of comparisons that fans tend to have? Because you see, this is music which was music from a different generation, a generation whereby there was no YouTube sharing platforms, there was no social media. How do you feel sometimes when legendary music is pitted against artists of the time, where people draw comparisons, pressing on streams and views and following?
Yeah, you can do that. A legendary song, then by a long shot are the best artists African.
Yeah.
You know, like if you wanna get into quality of music, longevity, if you have a song that's 20 years old, until your song lasts 20 years, like you can't even begin the conversation. You know, there's songs that have come out and these guys they hit back then, and those songs are still hits today. You know, but a lot of people release a song, yeah, it's a hit for 2 years and that's it. I think you can never make that comparison with a legend. And also, just as far as our culture is concerned, I feel like it's also disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
You know, these guys were around where there was 2 radio stations, no TV stations. Like, what are we actually comparing? If it's about singing talent, they didn't have your auto tune. They didn't have none of that. They record on a cassette, on a tape. So if they get it wrong, they go back to the beginning of the whole song. They can't just tell, hey, that's the scene. Take out that word where it said this and let's put a different word. No, you have to record the whole thing again with the live band in the same studio. So we cannot. I'll tell you now, we cannot compare ourselves to artists of the past.
Yeah.
Those guys went through another war. I feel like me from 25 years ago, I went through another war the kids ain't going through right now.
Yeah.
So you also have to respect artists of the past, and as soon as you compare yourself, it's like Chronic's comparing himself to Bob Marley. Like, you can sing, but
why make up this statement by Eddy Kenzo? He's like, I really feel a bomb retired song not because I wanted to ride on his fame. I'm already famous. To be sincere, Philly has no bigger song than mine.
That's incorrect.
And he goes ahead to say that I redid the song to push it further, to reach those who didn't know it and feel it. Secondly, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect, Eddie's my boy, you know what I mean? But you know, when you don't even get into that technicality with a legend, first of all, because then they start breaking down why did your song blow up?
Yeah.
Why did that biggest song or those big songs that you talk about, why did they blow up? As soon as we get into that door, it's a different conversation.
Yeah.
It's he went on the microphone, you know, Philly in his day, he went on the microphone, he sang his song and he released it. And that thing did wonders in Africa.
Yeah.
You know that. You know, so as soon as you get into that, then we have to look at the technicality. Yeah, and sometimes you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So I'd say that I don't think he meant it like that. But if he did, you know, I'm riding with Philly all day.
Yeah, I also think maybe he was misconstrued, maybe it was special, maybe because you see that statement sometimes you make, like, can I just say that after second vote?
Yeah, maybe,
you know?
Maybe, but I don't see that as his character, so I think it's a miscommunication, or he was angry at the time. Either way, you know, you've done a good song. It's by a great legend. You did the song because the song is great. Let's respect the legend. Full stop.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on musicians who are against the whole idea of criticism? More so when it is not favoring, when it is not sweet or positive.
I think there's 2 types of criticism. So I'm sure that people who jumped down Eddy's throat, for example, and people who get on your page and they say you know, they swear at you and then they give their criticism. That's not. What we like is constructive criticism, like, Navio, that second verse. What are you talking about?
You could have done it like this.
Maybe I wish you had done, or I wish you had tried this approach. Then we can say, okay, or given online, we'll be like, thanks for the advice. But when you come, some people come swearing, some people come calling you useless, some people, you know what I mean, start talking about your stats and what you deserve and don't deserve. I think music at the end of the day is interpreted by the person. So even if someone does a song and it appeals to 10 people, that song is for those 10 people.
Let me ask you a question. Now you've been on different stages, you know. Have you ever been in a situation, in a point in your career where you felt people were so threatened by your success or by the moves you are making that like it is the case where people are saying you're not giving connections for Eddy Kenzo? I don't know whether you've also ever been in a situation where people are saying, yes, we are seeing your music is playing on MTV based on these platforms, you're performing here and there, but you don't want to give us connections. I also saw you know, that RK situation when you and a couple of other projects, and how you handled it.
I I think there's no right or wrong way. With some artists, that is the case. They feel like, and yeah, saying that like, they can only be one.
Yeah.
They feel like they can only be one. So if I give up my connections, I've gone all the way. I paid my ticket, paid my visa to fly all the way to Australia. Then someone who's been here in the club asked me, hey, wait, that's connection of Australia. Just give it to me. I'm like, I can understand when the artist is like,
wait a minute.
Wait, you don't know me from anywhere. Maybe I've seen your hits, but you've never visited me. You don't know my kids' names. You don't know what I do. You can't name my last 3 songs. You don't know what my last album was. You don't know when I started my career. You're just asking because, hey, this guy is up there. Oh, hey, baby, cool, give me that guy who you perform for. Give me the number.
Is that some sort of entitlement? Because you see, what I've seen in this industry, the different people have been on this couch, chameleon, the list could go on and on and on. One thing I've come to understand is the public has this assumption whereby if you're in the same line of business, say musicians, the assumption is your friends. But it turns out that people are not that close, just because they're in the same line of business. Why don't you speak about the relationship between musicians?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be, people have to understand that it's real. I can respect your art form, but that doesn't mean that we're necessarily friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think there is a cause there is a sense of togetherness. We do need to act like we're together. But there is a way, there's a time and there's a place. There's a way to ask for contacts and ask for, ways to get ahead. In the same point in time, we have a responsibility also as the elders to open those doors.
Yeah.
As soon as I got nominated, for African Entertainment Award in Malaysia, immediately I was already saying, hey, look back at these guys, hey, check what Eddy Kenzo did, check what she was doing, check what, as soon as I got nominated for Nigerian Entertainment Award, or did I win it for Best East Africa? This was years before the Eddies and guys started winning.
Yeah.
I was already opening those doors for people. So I feel like we do have a responsibility. But at the same point in time, do not feel entitled to think that someone owes you that.
Yeah.
You come and you ask nicely. Ask nicely.
So it has a lot to do with the
relationship and respect. Relationship, respect, and also a lot of people don't do stuff for free.
Yeah.
A lot of artists are just like, oh, okay, yeah, they don't do stuff for free. I perform, I'll do this, but what do I gain also out of it? So you always have to think in terms of business. Hey, I want to do this at this tour. Can you hook me up with this promoter? Maybe you can take this percentage. I feel like we just need to maybe turn it into business. Because if people want to talk business, you can't always be helping people. And at the same time, you can't always be the one losing out.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe,
people should be paying for consultation.
Yeah.
And I think that is where other countries have, West Africa, where they have moved ahead of us. Because I think, not so sure, but I think they take music for business, and the approach is somewhat different.
Yeah, in a couple of places. I mean, at the end of the day, Uganda has the most talent in Africa. I'll keep saying that forever. Every network that has ever come to Africa has started in Uganda because we have the most vibrant. It's just the population is less than a lot of other countries in the limelight. But I think we need to keep pushing out. We're so good at supporting some of our own acts, but we need to support them to go out into the world as well. We need to compete with Kenyans on Twitter. When we see Kenzo being bashed, or when we see Chameleon, Avio being bashed online, we should go there. We should say, hey man, no, this is an amazing artist, he's done A, B, C, D. I feel like there's a certain amount of patriotism that we need to invoke in ourselves. You know what I mean? And yeah, even with rappers and stuff, sometimes people duck and they'll be like, hey, but it's not your guys, maybe not as good as who and who, But sometimes you should really just support. Especially someone like me, because I got the catalog to back it up. Which rapper can I not go against on the continent that I haven't been on a song with yet? You know what I mean? So I think there are a lot of us talented people out there. We need to start believing in ourselves more.
Question here: when artists from other countries come down here, they are rate card is over the top in comparison to what they give artists down here. You find one artist, you know, has been given close to 200 million, and vis-a-vis what is given to a local artist. What needs to be done? I've seen artists complain. I've seen those who are like, no, I cannot perform. Spice is a live example. She was like, no, I cannot step on that stage if you don't give me at least half of what you've given the other artists.
Yeah, I think setups like we're trying to set up now, the groups that come together, that's going to be our biggest driver. Because the main issue is when you come there and you're one artist, you're saying, we should get both. But we should get this, we should get that. It's hard to do. Because one thing we also have, and it's a danger, is when we're pushing just ourselves.
And I think that is where the issue is.
Yeah,
everyone wants to go along.
Exactly. So it's like if one artist comes and stands and says, I'm going to do this for 100 million. This guy will say, I have like 10 people who do it for 10 million. So we need to get out of that culture. We need to realize that if you have hits on the radio, there needs to be a minimum. Like we need to do minimum wage one, and corporates need to respect that. They know that they can always squeeze us. If they divide us, they can squeeze us. You know, divided we fall, united we stand. Divided we fall, united we stand.
So what can trigger this unity? Because I mean, fact, everyone for themselves. You even see it locally that everyone who meets the president, they want to actually, you know, get there, secure their own bag, mine and mine alone. How do we change that narrative? What can be done? Because we have other associations which are, you know, still struggling to get musicians unified up to now.
Yeah, I mean, just realize that the ones who are at the top, they have all hit a ceiling. Every artist has hit a ceiling in this country. So you need to try something different. We need to be able to tell the corporates, these are the same corporates who are in every country in Africa, but they're paying other Africans different. So we need to tell those corporates, hey, like this is what you do. Whatever the standard is in Nigeria, whatever the standard is over there, let it be the same over here. You know, we have a viable market, we have a huge market. So that goes for telecoms, that goes for breweries. We drink the most in Africa. So why should our brewery pay someone in Nigeria more than they pay one of our artists? We need to realize that, and we need to come with a proper petition and put it in front of whoever we need to put it in front of, and say that this cannot happen anymore. Corporates, if you want artists to perform, and then the government says, corporates, you have to have, if you have an event, you have to have local acts, and you have to pay them this minimum. We don't care who you book. Book somebody. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's what happened with the radio stations, where they said you have to pay artists. Radio stations stop playing Ugandan music. I'm like, you're no longer doing a service to Ugandan people. If you do not support local culture, which is through our music, you say I'm going to play American music. You don't deserve to be on the air in our country because you're not adding anything to us culturally. If you're not pushing your own culture, go back to, you know, go to another country and settle. But if you want to be in Uganda, you play local music. To a degree, you need to play at least 50% local music. That's my opinion. And then you need to pay for playing that music. Like you pay, some stations you have paid to international people. And then they all need to do that. Every station needs to be paid. So once we have that happening, then we can open up a conversation about pay.
I think we all need, it's like a system overhaul, you know. You see the side of the radio guys, the TV guys are telling you business is not making profits. And I've seen stations who that have been on air for close to 5 years when they have never registered, you know, a single profit, you know. And so it's crazy. Now, I want to ask you this question. This is going to be my second question, you know. Nigeria, you will see Whiskey, Bana, you will see Two-Face Libya, you will see, you know, Yemi, Tiwa, Thames. It's like a bunch of them, right? Uganda, you know, you can have Nabio representing BET, Radio Weasel, then the Grammy nomination came through. What is standing between us that is stopping us to send or have more musicians get nominated or recognized for what they do?
Yeah, I feel like we need to understand that there's a Ugandan sound and there's an international sound. And our artists need to learn to both very well.
We have a Ugandan sound.
we have a Ugandan sound. And it's worked before.
Yeah.
That Ugandan sound between, that Ugandan sound is put me between Davido and Wizkid at almost every award show.
Yeah.
You know, when I release the song, Jogadism. So we have a Ugandan sound. But there's also an international sound, and our artists need to learn how to use both and then pull our culture into whatever's happening in the mainstream.
Yeah.
When we can do that, then we can take advantage of what's out there.
Yeah.
And then we need to also be harsher on the level that's going out there. Lyrically, we have to be at the level.
Yeah.
Production, very dope. We need to keep pushing that. Our artists, the way we perform, we need to basically take back what was already ours. We were the best performers and singers already. So we just need to step back into that role and start leading the way. We have the most dynamic performers. No one can outperform a Ugandan artist on this continent. Straight.
You have worked with Burna Boy, you've worked with Wizkid, the list could go on and on and on. But when you are negotiating these collaborations, when they are negotiating, what is always the motivation on your end, or even on their end? Is it like you reaching out or them reaching out, can we collab with you? What's the dynamics?
I think for a lot of time, people always forget that for those 10 years, I was maybe in the top 5, sometimes the top 3 artists in Africa. So it was very easy for me to sort of be like, oh yeah, should we do something? Yeah. Or when they come in like, hey man, where's the studio? Let's do something.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have artists who are constantly working. You know, like a Burna Boy is constantly working. So when he came over, oh, he's got an extra 2 days. Yo man, let's get in the studio, let's do something. We knock out 5 songs. You know, then he's like, hey, fly out to Nigeria, let's shoot it over there with my boy Max.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, it's always from a place of respect and friendship. If I was to chase collabos, I think I'd have like way bigger artists, but it's not in my style. You must understand, hip hop, a Rick Ross will never try and market himself like a Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You understand? So the artists who you like commercial, I need a singer who's better than you. I'm like, for me that's commercial Bieber music. That's Justin Bieber, Celine Dion. That's not Rick Ross. That's not Jay-Z. That's not Biggie. That's not Tupac. We're not necessarily. I'm not making even like my music. Whereas on the other side, you know, guys will do whatever it takes to kind of get it a person's ear because they're trying to make a hit. I'm not a hit maker. I happen to make hits because my talent allows me to do that.
Yeah.
So for other people, they say, how can I manipulate a person? You know, let's say, oh, I have to dance, I have to dance, I have to dance, I have to do.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna make people dance. So me, I wanna inspire minds. I wanna show you lyrically, Uganda has something to offer. I wanna tell you about what's happening on the street, how people are making it. I want you to inspire. That is hip hop. So I think if you want to break down those doors, you have to know that there's a sacrifice you have to make to the artistry to be commercial. But you know, I stay in my lane, and every collab I do is about mutual friendship, respect. Yo, Burna, this guy's dope lyrically. Burna's like, yo, this guy's dope lyrically. Navio kills it. He said it on TV when he was here. Of course, we're gonna get in the studio and do something because he thinks I'm lyrically the most talented act here. You know, and I think the same thing sometimes. No, but it's about mutual respect for me. But there are a lot of artists who'll be like, hey, can we pay the guy? Or, you know, come please do this song. I cannot beg anyone to get in the studio with me.
You know? All right, we're going to check out Navio's video.